I'm pissed off.
What?
I am pissed off.
Why?
Okay, I don't know if I told you that I was getting this 78 Granada from this guy. I might have told you. I don't know.
Yeah, I think you probably.
Okay, so the guy calls me up and says, about 8 days ago, he calls me up on the phone, and we discussed how much he wants for the car and all of that. So he told me, so I'm going to deliver the car to you tomorrow. So he pulls up with a long car trailer, and the car was inside of him. He pulled it out. So I took it, right? So why is it when I go in the house and get ready to go on Facebook, a thing comes up on my phone saying the history of the Ford Granada?
Oh, you never looked anything up?
No!
No.
They're listening to our conversations.
Yeah, duh.
They got to be. I didn't.
You've never noticed that?
It fucked me up, man.
That's the first time you noticed
But
that?
it's the first time I'm positive.
Oh, where you know you didn't. There's no way.
I didn't put anything on my phone about it.
Yeah, yeah.
The only way they could have known, they had to be in on my conversation with this guy.
Gotcha. They had to hear it.
They had to hear it.
And they had to analyze it and get that out of it so they could sell it to you.
Ain't that crazy?
Yeah.
I'm like, wait a minute.
That is pretty insane.
At first it was funny. Then I thought to myself, well, is it? This is funny. So, how much was it a random thing that they listened to me at that time? Was just random? Or are they always listening?
They always listen.
But how can it be possible?
Because it's always on.
I mean, don't you have to have people listening?
No, it's no. They don't have to have anybody listening. What's up, buddy? Yeah. Thank you, sir. Yeah. Be safe. Alright, shut this fucking thing. That rains.
Somebody's listening.
Well, I mean, they're listening. It's the algorithms. They listen for keywords, and then the keywords trigger other things.
So, in other words, there's a computer somewhere.
Yes.
It's not a human being.
No.
With earphones.
A human doesn't have that kind of. Think about that,
Wow.
man. You would have to sit there for so long
And this isn't even
and
real.
pick out keywords. Psh,
And this isn't even really real AI yet.
I didn't even mean to look this motherfucker.
You know what I mean?
I know. This is just algorithms.
Just wait.
It's just algorithms that are running on
This 5G.
autopilot.
This 5G is gonna.
Yeah, 5G is going to be different.
Yeah, it's gonna be different as hell, man. It's gonna be. Wow.
It's either going to take us one way or it's going to scare the shit out of people and force us another way.
Oh, it's gonna do both. It's gonna do both. I want to see it come, but I'm kind of scared too. But I really want it to come because I think it's gonna better everybody's life in the long run. There's gonna be glitches and shit. We know that.
Right.
But I think in the long run, it's gonna better everybody's life.
There we go. I almost licked that one too. Yeah, it's not some people. Some people just will never get that far.
So I'm talking to a doctor friend of mine, and we were talking about AI and shit. And he says, "Oh, Rudy, you ought to see what's going on in the medical world." I said, "Really? What's going on, man?" He says, "We got robots. We don't have to do the operations no more. There are certain standard operations that they got now." He said, "A doctor just stands there and looks through some kind of video thing. I mean, virtual thing, and it watches the robot actually do the operation."
Okay. Yeah.
Wow.
They're talking. So yeah, that's what 5G is able to do. Because right now there's a drag, so obviously you can tell. I'll just turn this up right here, and you can hear the
delay.
Mm-hmm. Well, with 5G, when it's fully up and right, like the potential is 0 response time, which means instantaneous information. You know what I'm saying? So I'll be able to. So it's not me seeing. Yeah, they'll be able to work an actual robot as if it was their own hand.
Yeah. The doctor told me that 5G is 1.4 million times faster than 4G.
Okay. This guy put it, Malcolm Gladwell. If you're ever looking for a podcast, it's an amazing podcast. It's called Revisionist History. Start in the beginning and just work your way. They're not time sensitive. They're all about like things in the past, and he looks at them in a different
What's
light.
it called?
Revisionist History
All right.
with Malcolm Gladwell. So one of the it was good weed. I forgot what I was saying already.
Yeah, what is this? 18?
Deadhead.
This Deadhead?
Uh-huh.
It's a different one, though, because the taste is a little different. Is this the newest one?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Well, my humidity's shit right now.
But there's a different taste in this one and the other one. They're both good tastes, don't get me
Yeah,
wrong.
they taste fine, but they're not producing worth.
But this is a wilder taste.
So, Malcolm Gladwell. What were we talking about?
We're talking about robot operations, AI.
Oh yeah. So he would like.
Revisionist.
At one point, AT&T had sponsored one of his podcast, like done a like sponsor on his podcast for a couple episodes. So the way they did it is they explain what the potential of 5G in different little bits, or like little bits that he did. He was like him interviewing some guy, like main lead designer, I guess you would call him, or IT guy for AT&T, and asking him the potential. Explain to me in layman terms how this works. And so with 3G, if you had a 3G modem, and you remember 3G, right? That was 10 years ago. You could have up to 25 items on that modem, and it would. After that, you would start seeing drag.
Yes, depletion.
4G is 1,000. That's how many items you can have on my Wi-Fi dragging at once, and it won't.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Before it starts to fail.
Yes. It's 1 million. It's 1 million different items you can have on 5G. Before it starts.
In fact, the doctor told me it was 1,000,000.2 or 4 or something
right,
like that.
Right, 1 million is just a simple number.
Yeah.
What do you need? 0.2. The point is he was like, you could have your toothbrush with, and I point over here because my toothbrush
is over there, right?
In my kitchen. It's weird. But,
right.
The fact that people brush their teeth where they shit is weird.
It is.
Anyways.
You have to put your toothbrush in something.
That's why I leave it out here.
If it's going to be in the bathroom at all.
That's why I leave it out here.
I put mine in one of those containers.
Yeah. So you'll have a toothbrush that'll have a computer in it, and that computer will be able to talk to whoever the service is, and basically it'll like read the
an analysis of your teeth,
of your everything,
right?
Because they can see a lot in your bacteria of your teeth and all that stuff. They can see what, like if you're sick, because if you're getting a cold, there's more cold like
stuff builds up
in there. Yeah, so they can actually see that stuff and like diagnose a cold. Your fridge.
Don't even talk about that.
Will order food when it sees it's empty.
My friend's got a refrigerator like that. It costs $4,000, and it's got a computer screen on it. And when he runs out of stuff, it'll tell him.
No, this won't just tell you. This will actually do it automatically.
And it'll order it if he wants it.
Oh yeah, okay. Because
I asked him. He told me, he said, "Rudy, I got a new refrigerator." I said, "Oh, that's nice." I was just thinking to myself, why is he bragging about a refrigerator? He says it costs as much as a small used car. What do you mean, man? It's $4,000. So you spend $4,000 for a fucking refrigerator? You get a refrigerator for $800.
You see what they Now, 10 years ago, we're talking. I haven't worked at ER in. I think I quit in 2009. It might have been 10. It was 10. I haven't worked in 10 years. Right? So, it was 2010. We used to go into some houses, man. Like, just... I've been in some, like, ridiculous, like, rooms that you're like, why do do you have this extra fucking room? Like, you got 2 people, and they've got 4 bedrooms, and it's not even like, I can understand empty nest syndrome, like, you know what I'm saying, like, they had kids. No, they just got a 4-bedroom mansion.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the houses over on Jefferson,
Mm-hmm.
I've been in a couple of those, like, right there on the water,
Mm-hmm.
in St. Clair Shores and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, it's a different level, man.
Ridiculous.
It's just, like, unbelievable, the stuff that people have. And that was 10 years ago. Now imagine 10 years from now, like, I'm sure those houses are all been up, because as soon as shit comes up,
they've been upgraded.
Yeah, those ones have all been upgraded.
Because they got money, so they just automatically get
as
whatever is new.
Yeah, the new shit starts coming, boom.
Yeah,
when efficiency too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Remember, Obama was pushing efficiency, so like he was giving them credits and shit for.
I used to take and brick wash brand new houses. Out here on Plank Road, 31 mile plank and shit like that. Big, huge. In fact, we did one of the furniture company just closed down. Art Van. We did one of his houses, and it was all computer. The lights came on, they went off. The door would lock itself. He could go out of his house, close the door, and it would lock itself if it wasn't locked.
I believe it. Have you driven by the house on Jefferson that they have?
No.
You can't really see it. You can kind of see.
You see a part.
You can see it better from the water. I've seen it from, because we used to ride, like, ER had, I'm sure they still do, have jet skis on Lake St. Clair, because, like, that family has properties over there. They're from the east side, so we used to be able to get on a jet ski and just go out and do what the fuck we wanted, as long as we put gas in it.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah, well,
on the few days I had off.
Yeah, the lucky days, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Some people are living high on the hog.
Yeah. High on the hog and just... so I was listening to Eric Weinstein. I posted something on Instagram about it because I recorded it, because when I heard it, I'm like, holy shit, he's saying what I'm thinking. Like, wow, I'm not going to remember this. I better fucking record this.
Uh-huh.
Basically, he's like Trump, you can thank Trump winning the presidency due to wrestling. Like, it's basically the same. He's used the wrestling mindset to win over half the population.
I agree.
And the way he articulated it was like, it's not people, like, 10 years from now, when they're looking back at this, they're gonna realize that this was an actual, like, not saying that he's some super genius and figured out some trick. It's just he does what works. He's a creature of habit, and this was one of those habits he built in the wrestling world, took over to the NBC world, you know what I'm saying, and then brought it into the political world, and it worked like a fucking dream.
Well, I listened to an interview with Howard Stern. Him and Trump were like really tight.
I know.
Until he became president.
Yeah.
They're not tight no more.
Obviously.
But, because he told him that he was going to vote for Hillary.
Yeah, because
And Trump wanted him to come to one of his rallies and give a speech. He says, no, I don't do that. He said, I don't give speeches. He said, I don't do that shit. So the guy asked him, he said, well, why do you think Trump ran for president? He said, oh, no, Trump didn't intend to run for president. He said Trump did that as a publicity stunt to get more business into more people come to
sell those hats.
Sell those hats, T-shirts, or whatever.
The rallies were fun.
He had no intention of becoming. He knew he wasn't going to become president. But like you said, the wrestling people.
Not even the wrestling people.
I'm just talking about that kind of mentality.
Oh yeah.
You understand? I'm not talking about just.
And Chris says hello.
What's up, Chris? But like, plus he was on there. Him and Vince McMahon are buddies.
I know. That's what I'm saying. That's when you see him wrestle. My point is I've said this. I said it when he got elected. Obviously, I don't know. It may be on video. I don't know. But at one point, I know I brought it up a couple times to people I was arguing with about the fact that one of the reasons he was able to become president is because he wrestled. He didn't just. He was actually in the system and wrestling, like playing the game.
Yeah.
And saw how it played and saw that the heels got just as much fanfare as the fucking hero,
if not more.
If not more at times, and realized that he needed to. And he's even said it. He said it years before, but he just put it into play. You know, got to see it like actually happen, like because. Like, on TV, it's kind of there. You've got critics. I know he doesn't listen to people and what they say about him. You know what I'm saying? Like, anything that's not praise, he's not going to hear you.
Or he does not go like what you say.
How did you meet my best friend? My aunt just said she met my best friend, which confused the shit out of me. Like, that took me off track. Anyway. But it was a very interesting. It gives him a lot of credit. I don't think he deserves. All right.
He deserves whatever he gets because people put him in that position. People see, just like they said, if everybody were New Yorkers, Trump would have never been president. Because in New York, he couldn't run for anything and get one vote. In New York.
Justin says he's met my aunt and he already loves her.
When did Justin meet her?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
How the fuck am I supposed to know when they met? Where they met? How they met? I don't know.
Where does your aunt live?
In the UP.
So how would Justin meet your aunt?
I don't know.
Did he go to the UP? Your aunt
you're
come down
joking,
here?
right? I've taken him. I took him one time to a disc golf course, probably an hour from here, and he was scared shitless. He wanted to go home. He's like, I don't want to be this far north. This is where the white people live.
Yeah, well, he's got a point, but I'm not that scared. I'll go. I mean, I went to Alaska. I'll go anywhere, really.
I know you will.
And I know there ain't a lot of black people in Alaska before I went there. It's not even 1%.
I'm just telling you what he said.
Yeah.
Because he's the one that grew up in the South. He didn't grow up here, so... In his mind, anything outside the city is the South.
Yeah, I lived in the South.
I assume that's what he thinks. I'm just putting thoughts in his head.
Well, the South will change your point of view.
I'm assuming growing up there.
Oh, my God. And being what he is, that don't help either. Not down South.
No, I'm sure that did not help the situation.
I tell you, when I was down there, the week I got to Mississippi, me and the girl I was courting at the time, we went to get some hamburgers. And we saw the police lights flashing and stuff, and those like 5 police cars, and a couple of hippie vans, and a couple of regular cars.
Hippie vans?
They were, they were like those Volkswagen vans, all hipped up. And they were running all the hippies out of town. The police ran all the hippies out of town. Escorted them out of town.
Yeah, being a hippie is not very fun in the rural areas either at times.
No, back then, no. You were a hippie. You were like a communist. You were like a communist.
Oh, dude, try to be a fucking lefty. You're a socialist now. It's different. They just changed the fucking C to an S because they realized that no one really wants to be a communist.
Well, the hippies didn't want to be communist either.
No, I know.
They were just...
But they realized that they were actually trying to be more socialist in a sense.
Right.
And went, we'll just make socialists better.
So look how long we've been trying to get just human rights for people. And here in the United States...
Do you know it was like 100 years or 200 years ago, I got the right to vote? That's how crazy... Like 200... And you. At that time, you could vote too.
No.
Yes. In the 1880... In the first...
No.
Yes. Listen to me. The first suffrage happened when the male non-landowners rose up, and in the north, black men could vote. In the South, they couldn't, obviously, because they were slaves.
I hear what you're saying, but the reality was not. Black people, very few black people, were able to vote.
I'm not saying that that's not true, but I'm just saying it was given. My point was, if you were a black man or a white man, it didn't matter.
In the North, you had an opportunity to vote.
You had an opportunity to vote. You were allowed to vote. It was legal for you to vote. And even when slavery ended, black men had the right to vote. It wasn't until the Jim Crow era,
Right.
and they took the vote away again, that you guys had to fight for it back. But it was us men 100 years before got the vote finally from landowners,
Right.
and then females got it 100 years later.
Took 100 years.
100 years.
Ain't that a bitch?
That's fucking insane.
It's crazy as fuck. You know what, though? Even to this day, I don't understand. And I'm not being racist when I say this. I want to make that perfectly clear. But why is it that white men don't like white women? You understand what I'm saying?
What?
Why is it that white men don't like white women?
What do you mean don't like white women?
These
why?
like
No.
incorporate. They won't pay.
It's not No, you gotta understand something. It's not. It's more about. I think it has to do with ego, and I think it has a lot to do with men. They're just their pride. They want women to be, because for
They
one,
want to be what? Subservient to
yeah,
them?
what they saw a long time ago. Now it's changed. Obviously, the mindset has changed.
A little bit.
A little bit. It depends on where you're at.
Yeah.
Because if you're in some areas, it
ain't changed.
They never wanted them to come out the kitchen. No shit. They never want that. Yeah, they didn't. Obviously. And, but they needed to. You know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. Because women are smarter than we are. They don't think with their dicks.
In reality, they think, a little smarter than we do.
No, they are. Like if you look at women in power, asshole.
What the hell? What
Dude,
was
just
that?
back the fuck up and wait a minute for the goddamn cookies.
Oh, somebody want cookies? They want them now.
Yeah, he's like,
And I want them now.
calling, like, what the fuck?
Well, how else can we set this up where that won't happen?
That was actually Facebook, so
Oh,
that was.
I got you.
Yeah, and it really didn't cut out.
So that was
much.
like an alert.
Yes, women are definitely. And what I mean by that is, and again, I don't think women are inherently smarter than men. I think they're equal. I think one woman can be smarter than some men, and some men can be smarter than women. I just think women are less ego-driven than men. Men are way more ego-driven, especially men of power. Women of power are usually more centered.
Mm-hmm.
They're more. They're just not about getting their dick sucked.
Right.
I think most men in power, it's literally their.
Sex is on their mind.
Yeah, it's all about getting the balls licked.
So, it's all about having that trophy
Yeah,
bitch.
and this is how I get it. Some people figure out that if I have power, I get more of what I want, and
I can get a whole bunch of them.
clouded by less distractions. Women are smarter, Justin says. More logical, they think things through. We think things out with more than men, yep.
Which means they can be more devious than men.
Yes, they can.
When you get right down to it.
But they also have a mothering nature that men don't have.
Yes, they do. But just like that old saying, nothing's worse
nothing. But
than a
nothing's
woman's
concrete.
scorn.
But nothing's concrete either.
Exactly. That's the point I'm making.
Yeah, because women are just like men. They're.
There have been bad women too.
It's not even that there have been bad women. They're just. Again. I don't know. I guess it depends on the mindset.
What was that one named Typhoid Mary? You remember that?
Typhoid Mary?
Yeah, some chick that had typhoid fever and went around giving everybody the fever.
Yeah, because men are fucking oblivious. Like, because alright, so he said women get caught much less cheating on men, or than men, but they probably cheat as much. And if they do, it's just because most men are oblivious to little things.
And men are good liars. Women can lie well. A man gets caught in lies.
Some men. I mean, there's
most men.
Most men are.
They get caught in lies because they can't keep it up. A woman can keep the facade up for a long time. You got to remember one thing. Most women wear makeup. It's a facade. They put it on, they take it off. We don't do that.
That's true.
You always see the real deal.
To be honest, that's something I've heard about psychology. Like, not psychology. It's not. That's the wrong word for it. I was listening to this guy talk about that, and one of the things that he does to help in that situation is he always, very big, very insecure person, blah, 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 blah. So he would put on glasses. And by putting on the glasses, it changed his mindset to where, because when you have glasses on, it's just natural. Like most people, like they've done studies on this, most people think you're smart just because you're wearing glasses. You know what I'm saying? It's not like
you're right.
It's
true.
Just kind of a instinctual thing. Just hold on. Typhoid Mary. What is typhoid? She didn't do it on purpose. She was cool, a cook. Oh,
yeah.
Typhoid Mary. They didn't know about carriers for diseases. She didn't have typhoid. She was just a carrier and didn't know it.
Are you sure?
That's what it says. And Rod, if you want to come to my backyard, I got 6 for you right now. But I don't know. That's what Justin said.
Oh, hey, maybe he knows.
I don't know who.
I don't know all the details.
I don't know. Did you already smoke that joint?
Well, down to there.
All right,
I'm high.
You don't know?
No, I'm good.
But how do you not?
How do I not what?
I'm just saying. I mean, you chat with a joint in your mouth. Should be half.
Well, I'm not really through with this one.
She was banned from cooking for people.
Yeah, she was a cook.
Yeah.
But I thought she knew she had something. I could be wrong.
I don't know.
But I thought she knew it.
I had to check something. She doing that? Might get my new package. I'm so excited. Got this,
You got a package?
yeah. That grinder, like it's a frustrating grinder, so I got another one coming.
You and your grinders.
Well, I needed one for the warehouse for the new place anyway, so I'll take that one to the condo, and then I shall. Oh, hold on. Got it. What's up, bud? Yeah, I don't know anything about no typhoid Mary. I've never heard of that. Was that because he always hits me with black community things that I have no idea. He says something, he goes, "Oh yeah, you don't know." I'm like, "Yeah, you're probably right." I didn't know there was an actual pimp book, a guide to being a pimp.
Sure, there's a couple of them.
But
the classic one is Iceberg Slim.
Yeah, that's the one they.
But you've had other pimps write books about it, other than him.
Because that was Chappelle, when one of his specials recently, he ended that.
Yeah.
Was Corona Mary.
What?
But when we saw him live, me and Chelsea, he ended that show with that bit about the
Iceberg Slim.
Yeah, his whole reference to it.
Yeah, Iceberg Slim.
Telling the story about the girl and how he got her to stay by fucking her head up.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Crazy shit.
She worked almost a decade. Oh. So she was just some chick that was a carrier of typhoid. What is typhoid?
It's a disease.
Well,
I mean...
What's typhoid, Justin?
I don't know if it's maybe it's bacterial.
Might be.
I think it's bacterial. I think.
What you doing, Mr. Smoke Smoke?
It might be a virus. It might be. Now that I think about it. The way you catch it. Is they were just eating the food she was cooking. It must be a virus.
Maybe.
Because maybe everybody wasn't coming in contact with her, but they were coming in contact with her food.
With just her food, yeah. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Whatever food she... So that would be... I mean, it could
and
be...
back then they didn't have tracing and shit like that,
Yeah,
so they didn't know...
But they didn't think about...
They didn't know where it was coming from. Or what it was at first. Till a few doctors.
Oh, it's similar to salmonella poisoning. It's a bacterial infection. So basically, she was putting it on the food and giving it to people, and people.
In other words,
do you die from it?
In other words, she was leaving meat out till it got to a certain stage, or bad fish, salmonella.
No. In other words, she was a carrier, and every time she touched shit,
yeah, but
she would put it on the stuff.
Yeah, but she was a carrier of fecal matter. She wasn't washing her hands after she went to the bathroom. That's what that is.
It's because wait, typhoid comes from your. Oh, she was spitting on it. What the?
Like I said, any bodily fluids that came out of her.
Yes, I understand that.
Right.
So working and touching your face and doing all that stuff, I understand. That's why you wash your hands when you cook. That's why you do the stuff you do when you cook.
And she wasn't washing her hands.
How long ago was this?
Oh, man, I don't know. 80, 90, 110 years ago? I don't know.
So no one's washing their fucking hands.
No, that's what I'm saying. They didn't even know what it was. They didn't even know you could get it like that.
Yeah, she had it in her gut, and basically she was just passing it on without knowing that she had it because she was never feeling anything. So
Or she might have been feeling something, just didn't say shit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you feeling something.
Yeah, but if you're fucking salmonella.
But back then, people didn't go to doctors. Because before they go to a doctor, some guy would come around selling some stuff, telling you to cure something, you buy it and drink that shit. You wouldn't go to no doctor. You couldn't even find a doctor.
Yes. Nobody was. This was late 1800s. Okay.
Yeah, unless you were rich.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, you know. So
you just died. But I'm just saying, if she's someone like carrying, like not go to the doctor, but you're just not gonna be able to fucking cook for somebody if you're in fucking pain. I mean, if you have salmonella, you can't cook for someone. It hurts. You're fucking shitting all day, and then the times you're not shitting, you're feeling like you wish you could shit it out. Am I wrong?
I guess not.
It's fucking horrific. They don't usually exhibit symptoms of the disease, like some of these corona motherfuckers.
Like I said,
I got to see my little nephew.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, that was awesome. And I felt so. I'm just like, just get this first, because I'm kind of a hypochondriac, a little bit, in my own ways. I've learned to control it
with certain things.
Yes,
Yeah.
like one time, one of my best friends, Ann, I was living with her, and her mom contracted bacterial,
meningitis.
Yes, the one that doesn't kill you.
I was born with it.
So she contracted that. Now, I hadn't seen her in
I had spinal meningitis.
3 months, 4 months. And if I did, I only saw her for a second.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no chance I could have fucking had it. But yet,
yeah,
every day I'm doing this. Like, oh man,
What is that?
What is that pain? Oh, and it's just at some point you just learn to fucking let.
So what do you think I'm doing every day right now? If I wake up in the morning, I feel kind of weird. I'm like, I ain't catch the virus, did I? I'm like.
That head where you, yeah. I mean,
But I think to myself, well, you were at home all day yesterday. You couldn't have caught the virus from nobody.
Yeah, you'd already had it. I mean, that's. I still thinking that way, and it's not me. I'm worried. Now I'm thinking I was just playing with this kid, and the little baby was
might pass something on.
Yeah, who knows? And who knows what happens? Because
man, some things are just beyond your
control.
Yeah.
Everything's beyond your control, but that's not my point.
Your point is your feelings about doing it.
Yeah, just the anxiety of it.
Right.
The slight anxiety, because I've never had that anxiety before.
Yeah.
Go
It's
over
new.
to fucking
It's a new one.
house and have to worry about fucking giving the kids something that's probably not going to kill them, but could make them, like, fuck up their mentality.
Look, dude. They got to get something from somebody anyway. They're kids.
I understand that, but you're not. It's one of those things where, in this, my brother-in-law was there. My brother-in-law is 60-something.
Mm-hmm.
He's in his mid-60s. Pretty healthy guy, too. But it's like the Joy Coy thing. Did you listen to that episode
No,
yet?
no.
You know who I'm talking about?
No.
Rogan's been talking about him. He's one of his first comedian friends that got sick with it. Remember back when Rogan went, oh, now I think it's serious because my friend...
Oh, yeah.
Joy Coy
That's what he was talking about.
almost died.
Got you, right. I remember that,
So he comes on and tells the story. Now, Joey Coy is a pretty healthy guy, doesn't eat carbs, doesn't...
Right. And if he can get it...
And it's not even that. When you hear about what happened prior to him getting it, that's what it was. He was drained. His body... he was super exhausted from just like a 10-hour drive to Vegas, some bullshit that was going on with the kids.
Shit was low.
Yeah, his body was real low. He catches it because he went to New York and almost dies. Like, goes to the hospitals in ICU, has double pneumonia, the whole 9 yards. He passed it to his mother, who beat it in a night.
And she's older.
Yeah. It was just because his fucking immune system was slightly dragged the moment he caught it.
There you go.
That's the issue. I've worked my ass, I don't work my ass off right now. I'll stately put that out there. I am not a hard worker right now. But before I used to work my dick off. I used to have days where I'd fucking be working from sun to sundown. You know what I'm saying? And I go to a gas station, I get gas on the way home, and it's the time I touch my face on accident, and I give myself it, and next thing you know, I'm in a 101 fever.
Temperature, yeah.
And my body can't handle it, you know, and it's just, when you get double pneumonia, it's such a roll of dice, and I know life is a roll of dice, I get that, but we pay these fucking people. We've been giving them tax money for the last 150 years to take care of the fact that they're supposed to be here to say, hey, let's make sure our health system is good. Let's make sure everything, and they're just not doing it. It's showing you that we have for regular people, our healthcare system sucks. If you're rich, then yeah, you're gonna you're gonna go to fucking Ann Arbor.
You go anywhere you want to go.
Yeah,
helicopter come get you.
But if you're a normal person,
you're fucked.
You're fucked.
You're totally fucked.
Yeah, you happen to be stuck at home when you go to fucking 12% oxygen, you ain't living.
You're fucked.
Yeah. And that's, you know, you could have lived if there was a fucking bed for you, but
wait a minute. This is the greatest country on earth, right? That's what they say? This is the greatest country of all time?
I believe...
They say this is the greatest of all time. I don't know how they know that.
I don't know either.
You know,
but
we don't know what happened 8,000 years ago.
I've been to Sweden, and Sweden was pretty sweet. Now, I don't know what it feels like to live in Sweden personally, but my best friend does, and he loves it. At the same time...
It's probably got a lot of good points.
Yeah, and this has got a lot of good points, too.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean there's not bad points you can't criticize.
Well, there's probably no place that's perfect.
No, well, if you don't... That's the issue, is if you want to... You're shitting on the flag.
Mm-hmm.
Anything you say is shit on the flag.
Yeah, you're a bad guy.
You're just a bad... Fuck you, you're shitting on the flag. Well, no, dude, I just want health care for everyone.
Yeah.
No, socialism.
Yeah, and you know, the deep thing about it is, if we had health care for everyone right now, this wouldn't have been such a horrible trip.
My argument, period, my straight argument is, that I've heard lately is, that basically we socialized the upper class. Because they socialize the losses and they privatize the profit. Every time they make money, they keep it. But every time they lose money, we bail them out. Keep them alive.
And we just did it.
Yeah, we just did it again. So, it's same shit, different day, I guess.
Somebody gave back some money yesterday.
A lot of them did. Lakers gave back their money.
Yeah, one of these billionaires gave back some money yesterday. I think it's a few $1 million, $8 million.
I don't think they thought, like, how do you go into it and go, yeah, we're a small business and we're going to take millions of dollars?
But you know,
how do you do that?
Did they give it back because they
public pressure?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It was public pressure that made these companies give it back.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time,
because it got out.
Yes, it got out that they had it.
Because they had
not all of them gave it back though. There's a lot of companies
because they had
like, no,
it was public money, so they had to give a listing of who they gave the money to. That's that oversight thing that the
Rudy,
Republicans.
don't stand up there and show her your shirt.
Bam!
He has no idea what it is.
I didn't when I bought it. I just like the way it looked.
Yeah, that's actually Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask.
Yeah, that's what you told me. I remember that game, though.
Yeah, it's right there on there. It says it on there.
Oh, shit. That shows how much I was serving I am, huh?
It's a great game.
I saw the colors. I said, I want that shirt.
Zeldas are just fun games. Save the Princess. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Type games.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I remember it. I never played it.
Obviously.
But
yeah, you were a little old for the video game era.
No, you're wrong.
Were you at
my era was when they came in?
Were you playing fucking video games?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were out doing man stuff.
Dude, when that shit first came in, I think the first ones were Nintendo. Yeah, Nintendo.
No, first one's Ataris and shit.
Yeah, no, Nintendo and Atari.
And Game-O-Vision or
no, the two main ones when they first came out were those two. And I had Atari, it had Breakout, Pong, it had about 6 different little games.
How old were you when that came out?
Oh, fuck, I don't know, man. In my 20s.
Really?
Yeah.
So to give you, that's Atari. Atari had Pong and everything. Because I had, okay, that's one of the dad stories that you probably don't remember, but my grandfather, again, where I should have known one side was wealthy, one side wasn't. Because I only knew my dad's side, really, because they were close. So that's, the only side. Grandpa got me, and the whole family, not just me, all the kids, the Super NES. And this is when it first came out.
Yeah.
And so it's got Duck Hunt, it's got the gun, it's the coolest shit.
Yeah.
By April, he threw it away. Now I don't know if this was because I think the motivation was, you're not going to get my kid something I can't get my kid, because there's no way my dad could have afforded that, and it was the coolest thing. Obviously the rest of the Christmas presents were fucking wasted.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't, and he seemed to be interested at first, but then I don't know, but he threw it away, and he was like, I don't want a digital babysitter. I want you guys to be playing outside or some shit like that.
Yeah.
And that
old
that's
school.
one of those moments where
That's that old school.
Yeah, but that's one of those moments, I thought of this idea for a virtual world game type thing. Not necessarily a game, but just kind of a virtual world type. Back when it gets to a point where it's fully immersive, say holodrome shit.
Hologram.
No, holodrome from
Okay.
Star Wars.
From which we call
Star Trek.
Star Trek.
Yeah, that's what it is, Star Trek. Where you walk in and you're literally
in that world, whatever
in that
it
world,
is.
yes. So have it set up so it's the multiple universe holodrome game or whatever it is. So there's a point. At that point, I could put in the question, the possibility. Dad doesn't throw away.
Oh, okay.
Where do I end up? You get what I'm saying? Because I had a love for video games, but
all
I
the
didn't
different
find
possibilities.
Yeah. Right. Or you could go even deeper and go, Hitler wins.
You
know what
I
I'm saying?
get what you're saying.
Europe and doesn't win U.S.
Right.
Or
vice versa.
The U.S. fights with Hitler instead of fighting with England. Because that was always a possibility too. You never know.
Always different.
World War I, you could go back to different.
There was a lot of motherfuckers that
and see and hang out in that direct timeline and see
how shit was,
how shit became.
Yeah,
in a way, because
but that's where it's going though.
Well,
eventually,
that's going to be a video game at some point.
It's okay. So I remember Atari when it first came. I had an Atari and stuff. So I had the first PlayStation that came out, and that was revolutionary. Oh my God! Because PlayStation came out before Xbox.
Long time before. My best friend started a job. I got him a job at the Holly Hotel when the PlayStation came out, and Penny's shoes were out because he wanted a pair of pennies, and he wanted a PlayStation. and his mom couldn't afford them.
You know about penny loafers?
No, pennies. The fucking blue ass moon boot, $300.
Oh, okay,
shoes
okay.
That came out in the 90s.
Gotcha. Okay.
Penny Hardaway.
Yeah. Okay. I got you.
Yeah. So, and he got the PlayStation. He got the job, and he got both those things because working, no rent, blah blah blah. Got them all.
Right.
And we had a PlayStation.
Living the life.
That's why I was able to play PlayStation.
I got addicted to golf.
Golf?
Yeah, on PlayStation. I was good at it too. And this other game called Extreme Driving. And you pick different cars or motorcycles and you go on this course. And you have to have really good reflexes.
That's like 90...
Road
PlayStation
Rage.
comes out.
It was called Road Rage.
That's 96.
It was called Road Rage.
So you picked up the Atari back when you were in your 20s, which is 80s?
No, that'd be just 70s.
Yeah, okay, so 70s, which is the Commodore.
Yep.
The Commodore and the Atari. Those are the two first ones.
Yep.
And then the NES came out in the 80s, in 84.
But Nintendo was in there, though.
That's in Nintendo.
Yeah.
The NES was in the 80s.
Oh, I got you.
Yes,
Right.
It came out in the 80s.
Right.
And then the 90s is my generation, where it's basically Super Nintendo. So did you have a Super Nintendo?
No. I went from Nintendo to PlayStation.
Oh, wow. So
I went to PlayStation. Right.
Because Super Nintendo was around for a minute.
Yeah, and I went right to PlayStation. When PlayStation came out...
Yeah, because that was 90...
I got that sucker the day it came out.
N64.
Where did I go get that from? ABC Warehouse or something?
Atari came out in 72. And then in 94 is when the PlayStation came out. Yeah, because it was like 97.
Dude,
I started playing it when...
That's why I don't knock people. That's why I don't knock younger people, that especially now, because it's so much technically better. I don't knock them for playing video games because I spent hours. Sometimes we'd play for 6-7 hours a day.
Oh, I know.
And it went on for a long time.
Yeah, it was the same.
We smoked dope,
thing, man. In my 20s,
we smoked that dope and played them games. Oh my god!
I lived at a friend's house, and he had a Super Nintendo, and that was a lot of. And at this time, it was old. The N64 was out, so he had that too.
Yeah.
So we would we'd buy a fucking 12-pack of Mountain Dew each, and we'd fucking stay up all night.
Oh yeah, you were geeked up
all night.
You hopped up on
fucking pizza and fucking. Oh man. Yeah, I bought, because Sega, right?
Oh yeah.
So the Dreamcast came out. I was like, I gotta have it. We rented it. My buddy.
Yeah, you could rent back then.
Yeah, so my buddy, there was a store where you could go and get movies and a lot of animes and shit like that.
Yeah. You
could also rent a Dreamcast. At the time, it had come out in Japan. But it had, and the PlayStation, like the two or these other things that were coming out in Japan, but weren't coming out here yet.
Yeah.
So you could rent them there, and so we had rented the actual Dreamcast, a couple months before we actually bought it.
Got introduced here
and played a bunch of the games for like a week because it was like $300 or $500 deposit.
Right.
Like it was crazy to get it, and it was I think $200 to rent it for the week. So we got it for the week, and oh man, playing! I didn't know what the fuck was happening because I can't read it, but I definitely played the shit out of some Sonic.
Yeah,
just all over the place. But that's we were. I wanted to at one point.
I remember when they had arcades.
I lived in Holly. There was really.
Oh yes, we had arcades. You could go.
Yeah,
they popped off up all over town, everywhere. There were arcades, man. You go in, you buy tokens, and just I'd buy $10 worth of tokens. I'd be in there for 3 or 4 hours.
No, I believe it.
That was cheap entertainment.
No, they had an arcade. They did. It was in Flint, and it was attached to, it was a funhouse type arcade, where it had skee ball.
Yeah.
Games,
right.
And it had a pizza place for kids.
Yeah.
And then it had a go kart. And I think
an entertainment center.
Yeah, because there was no arcades. Again, I'm in Holly, so that makes sense that there's no arcades.
It was a real good one, man. Right here at 13 Mile in Woodward. It was a big one there, man. It was.
There's still some around. Like
there's one or two around.
Not here. I don't think there's any around here. Minus Dave and Buster's, you know.
Right. Well, that's basically what I'm talking about.
No, I know, but those are more. I'm
restaurants.
Like, there's one in New Jersey, I think it is. Did you ever see that documentary about the?
No.
To get what, a Dreamcast? Shit, 3 hours my ass, motherfucker. I waited overnight in fucking. When is the Michigan game? November weather in Michigan for the not Dreamcast, but the Wii.
Oh, okay.
To get the Wii when it came out, when it first came out, I waited in line from 9 o'clock the night before until
get out of here.
Yeah.
No shit.
It might have even been earlier than that. It might have been at 8 because I had just finished watching. It was the year that Michigan played Ohio State, and I don't think you paid much attention.
No, I wasn't into sports back then.
Yeah, so Michigan and Ohio State are both 11-0. They're both going in, and they have bad.
The same record.
They have basically what looks like, compared to the rest of the league, they have what looks like like NFL teams.
Right.
Because they're
men playing with boys.
Yeah, men playing with boys. They're just that good. And they come to a square off, and Michigan just loses by, whatever. They lose by a touchdown or something like that. Real close, great game, blah, blah, blah. And then I have to go stand in line. So it's like 6, 7, 8 o'clock.
Wow.
Someone drops me off at Walmart. And I sat outside because they wouldn't let us go inside.
Right.
And then we had to be quiet, too.
You can be out there making a bunch of noise.
Yeah, because there was fucking homes around the corner or some shit. So
I remember those days.
Yeah, dude, it was horrible.
A guy paid me one time to wait in line for him. Paid me $50, yep, to wait in line. I was in line for about 7 hours.
How long ago was this?
Oh, it was a long time ago.
I
couldn't even tell you what year.
Back when it was $50 was $50.
I couldn't even tell you exactly when it was. No, in fact, you know what? He gave me $50 in a bag of weed. Because I remember we were going around to the back of the